What's up, Digidestins? Have you been waiting to buy cards lately? Use my TCG affiliate link down below, and while you're buying your cards today for a decent 10% buyback that you get free store credit for your Digimon singles and stuff like that, definitely buy it all now and you'll get some decent funds later. So if you've been waiting for a way of getting some money back, definitely hit them up now. It's all products 10% back. I definitely highly recommend it. Use my TCG link if you're buying singles. It really does help out, guys. And let's talk about how much fun it was actually playing against Max Trapita. Max Trapita is a really great player. I do admire him a lot. He's very precise in his moves. He's very well thought out with his deck buildings. I really do appreciate his style of play. So guys, we have a nice, amazing match between Gallantmon from the starter deck versus his Ancient Bonds of Friendship. You guys, this is an interesting matchup. I wouldn't even believe how well this deck can sometimes just do against it, as long as it doesn't brick. But let's see what we can do, guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and go check Max Trapita out. Link to his channel will be down below in the description. So guys, let's dive right in. So I'll be starting the game off first. Let's see what I can do against my opponent's deck. This is going to be a very interesting match. I'm playing against Max Trapita. So he's a very good player in my opinion. He does a lot of great content. Definitely check him out. I flip up Digimon, Digivolve into Agumon, get myself a Gallantmon. My hand is just not optimal right now. I can already tell I'm going to fall behind massively in this match. So we go right into tie. That's not bad to give us guaranteed 3 memory every turn. Really will help out if we can get unbricked. So he flips up Upamon, Digivolves into Strabimon, then draws a card, which is a very solid play in itself. He's going to have a lot of search. This means I'm facing against Bonds of Friendship, aka Ancient Bonds, which will be a big problem afterwards. So he plays the memory booster down. He's going to reveal the top 4 of his deck. Then he's going to have to grab a Digimon. He gets not 1, but 3 Gabumons and 1 Mat. So this is going to be very important for him. And he gets, which one is he going to go for? He goes for the Tamer Searcher one. And then he's going to put that to the bottom of the deck. So that's a very great play. Sadly, can't grab the Tamer. That Mat would have been so clutch for him if he could grab it off the memory booster. Then he Digivolves into Goliath. So then he plays the Gabumon down to draw a card for himself. I get a blocker out of this deal. Let's go. Go to 1, draw me a card. I get Gaia Force, which isn't bad in the slightest. Like, what can I do here to go effective here? I'm gonna try to choke him out. I play Gallantmon down, give him 1, which is probably the best play I could do. Even though he's got the memory booster out, he won't gain too much. He brings up Goliath from the raising area, which is not a bad thing. The 1 cost evolve blocker for 5,000. Now he plays his Mat. I draw. We're still not getting unbricked here. Promote up my blocker. Like, just past turn at this point. I could have swung in, but I don't want to lose the Gallantmon just in case we can get a turn where I can warp into Gallantmon. So I don't know what's going to happen. He flips up Upamon, Digivolves into the Gabumon. That is the promo. He Digivolves his Gabumon 1 drop, his draw, into the 1 cost evolve blocker. Next, he plays down the Gabumon for the search for the Tamer. So it's a very useful skill in my opinion, very powerful. Let's see what he can do to get it. So let's see what he can do. I draw, I get the Gallantmon. So it was smart not to try to lose it, but I'm like, my hand is just not optimal. He's still deciding on what he's going to pick. I think he's going to go for the Nokia because it can add any Tamer. So those are going to go to the bottom. I'm going to Digivolve the flipped up Digimon into Monochromon. So I get another Gallantmon, so I'm like, I don't mind losing out on certain things. So we're gonna go for the play. I'm like debating is just swing in at this point. I don't have a mega to go with Gallantmon, sadly. Like, it's tough because, to be honest with you, my hand's just not optimal. It's slammed down something, which probably would be the smart play. He gets another mat, so now he's going to gain a wicked ton of memory, which will punish me. I pass. This is where you should just slam down your Gallantmons and stuff like that, your megas, because I forgot that Bonds doesn't do anything to megas, because it only does anything for ultimates and less. So he'll go up to 5 after that because that Gabumon and double mat trigger, which is really good for him. Kind of in a bad spot here. Multiple attack lines are going to just remove everything. A Gabumon Bonds of Friendship turn will just kill me. So I'm like, I really need a good security buffer. So he's debating. He's going to go with Davis to guarantee him future 3 memory, which he's not wrong. He needs that. Because he's digging for Bonds of Friendship. He hasn't reached it yet. So he's going to go and get some nice stuff out of this. So Lobomon goes to hand, which is really nice. Now that goes to the bottom of the deck. So if he pops the memory booster, he can definitely go into Ancient Gabumon, which would be the smart play. So pop, he goes to 3. Digivolves the Gabumon into Lobomon, which is really good. If he does into Ancient Gabumon, which he does have, he's gonna go to 0. But now he can swing twice at me, which is very important. Like, do I lose my blocker here, or is he gonna just wipe out most of my everything? That's like the big question at the end of the day. He swings, activate effect, restand. I get another tie, which is good. I mean, if I can get a stack going, boom, I'm gonna clear out so much security and then go right into blitz. We got it, boys. He's gonna swing again. Security check. Ooh, Gaia Force. So I could definitely go for blowing up the Ancient Gabumon, but that'd be completely pointless because it's just gonna die at the end phase. So I get rid of his stack of blocker so that he doesn't have much of a defensive force, which I should have just went after the Gabumon, forced him to play another Gabumon, but that was my bad. Because if I can just force him to stay off of Bonds of Friendship, I can be in a good spot. But this man plays, his rookie lineup is basically all, you know, Gabumon. So there's, and just with the Sarabi. So he's going to play Nokia down. He's debating it. He plays Nokia down, goes to 3. Plays down the Gabumon that searches for, you know, the goody stuff. So my hand's still not looking good against this. He's got it out. I'm gonna draw. Well, he gets a Davis guarantee out of this. He's got 3 Davises. That's crazy. I'm gonna draw. I get another blocker, which is okay, but he's gotta go. He's gonna just go right into Bonds. So I Digivolve up into my 1-cost blocker, draw. I get a Greymon. I'm hoping to dig for an ultimate at this point. Digi, go to 0, draw. Get another Greymon. I was really hoping for an ultimate just to hopefully get there. But I go and play the Gallantmon down, the one that can warp up, which is pretty solid play in my opinion. But he flips up to Surimon, then he draws off the Gabumon evolve. This is the Gabumon that you want to have for Bonds of Friendship underneath, just so that it multi-attacks like a fiend. Next, he's gonna warp into Gabumon, Bonds of Friendship. So it's gonna cost him 3. He thinks that it would not be that. He thinks it's a 1 cost because Matt lowers it, but no, it just makes it so you can warp it. So it goes to 0. He didn't know that Matt doesn't make it for 1. It's just instant 3. It'd be more broken if it just negated to 1 on a warp. But he's got so much effects going right now. He's got enough death on board that it doesn't matter. He can just ruin my blockers. He's got plenty of attacks going. He's gonna put one of my Monochromon to the bottom of the deck, which is a little rough. This is where I should have just blocked because I was gonna lose my blocker anyway, but I didn't want to lose too much board state, and I was just banking on another Gaia Force and Security. Or an Atomic Furno would just get rid of the Gallantmon and the Coruscamon, and then I would have openings here. So they go to the bottom of the deck. Boom, boom. Security, Gallantmon. If it only was like an Omnimon, which I have all 3 in my hand, that'd be completely okay. Like, he's got lethal on board. Should have just probably blocked, but I was hoping for an Atomic Blaster to activate in Security, which we didn't get. So, and there's game. He's got game. Tell him you got game. Just swing. There we go. Perfect game 1. Let's dive into game 2. Let's go. So I'm gonna go first. My hand's actually pretty playable here, so I'm gonna hatch, get a Digimon. I'm gonna evolve my Digimon into Monochromon. I'm debating going right into that Greymon. Draw me a card. I'm gonna bring him to 2. I got an ultimate, and that is Groundramon, so that's gonna help out a lot. He finally sets his memory and draws his hand, which is really good for him. So let's see. He flips up to Sukimon, which is for the Garurumon play. Ancient Garurumon is pretty solid. He plays Strabimon on top of it. He draws the Gabumon, he tells me, which is rough. He plays Nokia down. He's going to give me 1. He plays the Gabumon with the Searcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So flips up. He's got he can grab Ancient Garurumon at that point. No, he can't grab anything. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm gonna promote up into Greymon. Promote it up. I'm gonna go right into Groundramon. Since he isn't ready to go into anything big, I can choke him out. I get to draw. I have Alter S to digivolve his board and get rid of it, which is a great counterplay if Bonds sticks and you can survive the Bonds turn, which I really want to. So he plays down Shirabi, brings me to 2. 1, 2, 3. He's looking for another Tamer and a, hybrid. So I flip. I top deck the Agumon on the top of that Gallantmon. Really good. I'm like, do I go into Gallantmon at this point just to set up everything? I'm like, yeah, Gallantmon's gonna do some major damage here. So go give him 1. Draw. Another Gallantmon anyway. So I can definitely clear out massive board state here. Flips up Upamon. Now he's going to digivolve that. Nope, he's going to digivolve into the blocker. Go to 1, go to 0, which is good. Then he digivolves his Upamon into the Gallantmon with the draw. So at least it's drawing a card, right? Then he plays down. He's debating on just going in for swings. He swings in with the Shirabi. The Gallantmon comes in, takes it out, which is good for me. Swings in. An Atomic Blaster comes out, blowing up both his blocker and his Gallantmon. I mean, his Gabumon. Sorry, Gallantmon is what I play. Matt comes down. I draw. I get an Agumon out of this deal. I'm like, you know what? What's the best play in this situation? So, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 less DP. If this effect does not delete a Digimon, this Digimon gains 3,000 until the end of turn. I assume it works like that, even if there's no board. He's got the 5 in there, so we're pretty solid there, which I'm really happy. So Gallantmon will swing in. Swing in, bad boy. Security check. Technically, I think I'd lose this because if he didn't get the power up, but I double check with Matt. He says it goes. I figure because there's no body on board, it doesn't, but it could be completely wrong. But so 14, 15. I'm at 15, so I just get above it. So that's 3 security checks at 15. We get above the bonds and the Koresamon. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna Digivolve up for 2, draw. I'm like, I can't leave this wide open. I need to take out everything he's got. Especially if he does a crackback that I don't want him to do. Here we go. Here comes Omni. And then we're going to take out the rest of his security at a big whopping biggie boy. So he draws his last pathetic card, Yugi. Promotes the Gabumon up. It goes to 4. He draws, which is not bad at all. Then he digivolves into Bonds of Friendship. He goes to 1, which is really nice. He has no security to trash, and that Bonds will stay on board. Yeah, the Nokia cannot reduce Gabumon. Bonds of Friendship. He thought that's how that worked as well. Nope, it is a Garurumon needs to be digivolving on top for it to be rested. Ancient Garurumon can do that. Bonds of Friendship cannot. So I got a big beefy boy that he can't rewind. He's got to swing into it. So he swings into security, restands. It is a Gallantmon. And then he decides to take out my Omnimon, which is a good play in itself, just because how powerful it is. Then he plays the Gabumon down, but it is game, set, match. So I draw, I promote, I swing, game over. That's a good solid game 2 against that deck. So since he lost, he'll be going first. He flips up that Upamon up, which really nice for him if he can get that to stick. He digivolves into Shirabimon, drawing himself a card. So my hand is not the best. I am very falling behind. He makes a Matt come down. I get a Gigimon, which I can't do anything in this situation. Like, play a Matt tie down. At least I'll get 1 memory per, you know, guaranteed 3 memory each turn. And then I have an Atomic Blaster to clear out any wide rookies he tries to do. So let's see what he does here in response. He's going to go into Lobo. Brings me to 3. Just a fun fact, you need to digivolve him into Ancient Garurumon immediately, or else it doesn't activate. So now he's stuck with that Lobo. I play Greymon down. I go to 2. I give him 2, which is not bad. I can just keep him off. He flips up another Upamon, goes into the Gabumon that searches for a tamer. That promo's pretty nice, actually. He figured he could digivolve this for 1. Doesn't work like that. So I used to do that same mistake, but it doesn't work like that. It's only when Lobomon is digivolving can that activate. Yep. Lobomon swings in, draws for Upamon, blow it up with a Gaia Force. Kind of wish that was when he did his bond play. That would be a better Gaia Force than what I got. Like, my hand is just atrocious. Places Davis down, gives me 3. He flips up. It's not a bad hand going in. I draw. He's gonna grab the Lobo. I get a Monocoromon into a Monocoromon. Coromon into Monocoromon. Sorry if I mispronounce it. It is early. I swing in with the Greymon. I have a blocker in the back row, which really does help out. Then Gabumon goes bye-bye. You can definitely warp Digivolve next turn, and I'm really scared for that. So I'm like, what do I do here? Like, I can't get rid of his thing. I'm like in a bad spot. So I go for the Gallantmon. Just come down 10. If I lose this, I lose this. I win this, I win this. That is how I'm looking at it right now. He promotes that Gabumon up. He gets a draw, but doesn't gain any free memory out of that. It is kind of rough for him. So you can definitely do a lot of damage here. I'll lose my Greymon out of this deal, which I'm fine with that. My Gallantmon will stay on board and then swing in for game. So he goes into the Gabumon Bonds of Friendship, draws himself a card. Bonds is going to hit my security, bottom decking the Greymon. As reminded him, he swings security and then he can bottom deck. So bottom deck, security check, Atomic Blaster. Oof, that's a hard security right there. So flip up, and then we get Gallantmon. Not bad at all. So I have the Gallantmon up because he loses the 2 security here for free, by the way. I was like, yeah, you need to lose your security. I forgot to mention that. So now he goes to 3 from there. So let's see. He can grab the blocker. So he grabs the blocker. And then I remind him he has to lose the security because of bonds. And then he'll lose his bonds because of that, which I'm completely happy about. Sometimes, boys and girls, if you have the out, just play the big guy down and the bonds can't remove it. This bond can't remove it. The other bond can. So be cautious about that. Each bond is different. He's going to play a Matt down. And then another Davis. And since bond goes bye-bye, he's got Ancient Garurumon. He grabs the Gabumon for the next Bond. Bond is off the field. And I have game on board because he is now at 9. So all I have to do is swing in with my blocker first, take out a security. Hopefully it's nothing like an option. So I'm gonna promote up. I could be reckless here, but the smart play is swing in for 2, costing me his security will lose out on something. And that kills off my blocker, which is fine, but that was all I needed for him to reach his 10 threshold. Gallantmon triggers, removes his security for free, and then deals. So guys, how did you like that matchup? It was a lot of fun playing against Max Trapita last night. It was a lot. He's a really great player. I enjoy his unique style of gameplay sometimes. It's very different than most people. He's always very quick on point, especially when he's starting to learn out decks and stuff like that. Even I'm still learning my decks. But Gallantmon is just on the ceiling here. I think it's a really good deck, especially once it sees its pieces, or else it can just easily counteract some of the bonds decks, except for bonds of bravery, aka courage, because bonds of bravery, courage just blow up anything that isn't CP reliant. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.